In this video, I'll show you how to use StatCrunch to compute a correlation coefficient, R. So start with two variables, quantitative variables, in columns of the spreadsheet. We're going to go to Stat, and then down to not regression, summary stats, and then down to correlation. Select your two columns, so click on one of the variable names and then push Command or Control to click on the other variable name. The order doesn't matter because the correlation of these two variables, and if it's x, y, or y, x, it doesn't matter. You get the same answer in the end. And in your display, we don't need a p-value. We don't need to duplicate correlation values. We don't need a correlation of the column with itself. And we don't need to do any sorting. So just push compute. All right, here we have the correlation between the price of sugar at a grocery store for 5 pounds of it versus the price of sugar at a convenience store, also for 5 pounds. One thing you need to do beforehand is make sure that the data look linear and that there's a linear pattern. So you'll have to make a scatter plot first and then decide, do the data look linear enough? If they do, then you can go ahead and compute the correlation. Let's suppose that you have looked at your scatter plot and you're like, meh, it doesn't really look linear. So let's redo this. What we can do is go through and let's say you find a point that doesn't seem to work, doesn't look like it fits the linear pattern. You could go through and say, well, I'm going to take out this data point. So you can select the row, edit, and then row delete. That's one way to delete a row. Or you can just click on the cells and then push the backspace button or the delete button and get rid of the numbers. Then when you go to Stat, Summary Stats, Correlation, pick your two variables again, push Command, push Compute. Then you get a new correlation that pops up and it's only used the remaining values. So there you go. That's how you use StatCrunch to compute the correlation coefficient for two quantitative variables.